because people have been asking about this. Does this mean the whole Spidey Sony deal and everything? Does this mean we could get a Disney Spider-Man series, like live action?
I'd imagine so.
From what I've been told, yeah. It's a little more
Mm.
complex than a straight up yes. Like, it's not like, yeah, we're doing
Yeah.
Spider-Man, like a prequel on Disney Plus or whatever. But if they wanted to explore that, that is a possibility, and all sides would have to agree on it. So, let's say they do hypothetically spin Spider-Man off into a TV series. What do you want to see? What do you realistically think they do?
Oh god. Honestly, I think it was Miles.
Yeah.
I think you have to do Miles. You kind of hint at something in the movies do with him, and then you just pick that thread up in the show and do like a 6 to 8 episode season.
I mean, you get Donald back as Prowler, right? And you do a
Yeah.
smaller story centered on Miles. You make Peter Parker have a couple cameos here or there. You kind of do
I
what
say
the
you
video
bring
game
Peter
did.
in right at the end. You
Yep.
bring Peter in right at the end.
Honestly, I would legit just do what the Miles Morales video game did. Peter's got to go on vacation or something. Hey, Miles, you got to be Spider-Man while I'm gone. Here you go. Here's your
Yeah,
story.
but that's if he knows who Miles is. You could easily do it where they don't know each other, and you kind of like the Ultimate Universe. Miles is his own thing for a little bit. Like Parker's
Yeah.
out there, but Miles is very incognito down the ground. And
Yeah,
do it
that's-
that way, and then you kind of have them meet.
I mean, that would also work, yeah. I'd be
Mm.
super excited for
Because
that.
then, like, you have him as a season, then the next Spider-Man movie is the big crossover between the two of them.
So you kind of do it Miss
You
Marvel,
you
Captain
have
Marvel
both.
style?
Yeah.
That would
Exactly.
honestly, that's probably the best case scenario, right? Like, yeah.
Like, that thing would be cute. Like, you don't Spider-Verse it. Don't have you don't need Toby. You don't need Andrew. No, we're getting that, so you haven't got to go back to that well. But if you have to do it, maybe do a Spider-Gwen, and you keep Spider-Gwen. I suppose you could make a different universe. Actually, there's nothing stopping you at the minute, but
Exactly.
or even a Silk. Like, you just have like the 3 and then do it that way.
I mean,
Just don't call it Web Warriors for the love of God.
yeah. My whole my whole angle on this is like they're gonna make this a thing. The thing I don't want is what people tend to want online. They're like, I want between Spider-Man No Way Home and Spider-Man 4, I want a 12-episode miniseries of Peter Parker being Spider-Man. It's like, then what's the point of another movie? The whole point of
Yeah,
this Disney
yeah,
Plus series is to give you other content that's separate. Like, that's the point of it. Like, so you'd have to expand the universe in a different way. Like, you can't do the same thing. Like, it's
Yeah. Honestly, in an ideal world, No Way Home. I say in an ideal world. This is just me wanting Ultimate Fallout to happen. You have the Sinister Six beat the ever living crap out of Tom Holland, and you comatose him. Comatose that character for about a year and a half or something, and just have Miles take over.
that'd be kind of cool. That'd be a good angle on it.
Because that way you're sticking to how Miles came about, kind of, but you're keeping Peter around as well.
Yeah. I mean, that would be a smart choice. That'd be that's one.
That's how I personally do it.
No, well, it's a good idea. That's the thing. Like, it could work, and you could make that thing a reality. And I think that the way I kind of look at it is another weird one of those. You're gonna get this entire world and working with this studio. So now that Sony and you can kind of agree on stuff, you want to expand this world, and Sony really, really wants to do more Spider-Man content in live action and make this character last, which, again, that's kind of the way to do it, right? Like, don't expand with, full-time Spider-Man TV series, because, again, the main Spider-Man's got to stay on TV or in film where he's going to make $1 billion in box office every entry now.
Exactly.
But you got this possibility now where you're open to doing other Spider-Man, exploring the world, seeing what happens, like utilize that to your full advantage and give people something new. A Miles Morales is the perfect way to go. A TV series set in the Spider-Man universe is a perfect way to go about it. There's nothing here that I could perceive as a bad choice for anybody. It would only help everybody.
No.
Like, it helps literally everybody involved. So it's one of those everybody wins scenarios, nobody loses, because, well, how would they lose, right? Like, it benefits everybody involved. Like,
Exactly.
yeah. I hope.
The amount of money they'd get.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I mean, Disney would, or at least you would hope Sony is kind of smart and works out something like, hey, if this thing happens on here, let us get a share of that merchandise back. Like, even if it's a small percentage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, even if it's
Disney's
small.
be like, no, the merchandise is ours.
Yeah.
If you want the merchandise, we're paying 50% of the movie, like the production cost now, as opposed to 25.
Right, yeah.
And you just slowly take everything over that way.
Kevin, that Moogle, what are you doing?